Hello and welcome back. This is Orcs presents Orcs Must Die, and today we'll be looking at the second DLC content. So I just bought that, and to get to it you have to click here, this change campaign, and it goes to Lost Adventures, and this is where you get the 5 new levels. I've just gone through and played it on War Mage. I've done one of them on Nightmare, and I will go through and do a Nightmare 5 scale series. But this video is just to take a look at the levels, as well as with this DLC, you get this mana fountain as a new trap. So it's like a mana well. It sits up on the wall. Basically, you run next to it, and it regenerates your mana. But the mana well deplenishes when you do that, and so over time it regenerates its mana, and then you can go back and do it. It's a good idea. I haven't got the upgrade for it yet, but I don't know whether or not it's that worthy, because it costs you 1,500 to use in game. But there's certainly times where I wish I did have more mana. So anyway, on this video, I'll jump into each of the levels and just show you guys sort of the layout. I won't actually play them. I will do that in the Nightmare 5 scale series. So the first map out of 5 is Double Trouble, which is pretty interesting. They're kind of a little bit more elaborate maps, some good ideas in there. It's a bit of a shame they weren't included in the original content, because some of the details and sort of aspects that each of the levels have is quite cool. There's a few unique things to each of the levels, which hasn't kind of been seen before, which is pretty cool, and they're just a little bit more, just a tad more difficult. So here I'll just run around. Right, there we go. So you can see in the map in the top left, it's kind of like a, not bring up that, it's kind of like an S shape. So this is one of the doors, and then you run around to hit here. This is where the rift is. And then and there's acid here, so if you really want, you can use like barricades and spring traps or something. And then through the other side is exactly the same, except it's uphill. And then you've got this port that goes between the two doors. Now the cool thing about this map is it's got 6 acid pots up on each side. So there's 3 up here, 3 back there, and if you jump through the portal, then there's 3 and 3 again. Now, yeah, it's kind of an interesting map. It took me a little bit of a while to figure it out on Nightmare, but I've got that video up on YouTube, so if you want to check out that, as well as the other 5 scale Nightmare series, then that's fine. But anyway, won't play the map. We'll just jump into the second one, which is Reverse Tower. And this is pretty much, I suppose it's not unique, this one. As the name sort of suggests, it is the tower map, but in reverse. And it's, I suppose, a little bit harder, but not really. I think the tower was kind of like one of the easiest maps anyway, so it's not really like a huge deal. But the rift room, I think, is maybe a little bit more protected. I'm not too sure. But anyway, here's the level. So where am I? So I'm at the top of the tower. And this is where the rift normally would be, but now it's the Orc's door. That's where the Ballistica is from the original one, the original tower. The log's still there. The second door is still here, and it's got the platform and the chandeliers and the log. And then this is actually your rift room down here, and you still got the portal that goes from top to bottom. But the major difference in this is it's got the, yes, that's what I forgot to mention. Also in this DLC is 2 new monsters. And in this one, it's got the the flying frost creature. I can't remember what they're called. I'm just going to call them frost bats. I don't know, but pretty much they're just the same as the fire bats, except they're ice, and so it's the opposite. They're immune to ice, but fire kills them in 1 hit. But when they attack you and they shoot you with ice, you actually get frozen solid and you can't move anymore. And they can do that to both yourself and your guardians, so that's kind of cool. And the reason why I mentioned that is on this reverse tower, up through there is where flying creatures will actually come and head on down to your rift down there. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. So jump out of this one. Next is the third map is the pit, and while this one's loading, I kind of can't really remember what this one is like. I'll talk about the other monster. So there's the ice bat was the first one, and then this next monster they have is a cyclops, which is supposed to be more like a magical warlock. I think they've got about the same amount of health as a normal ogre, and their mechanics and their, they're considered a giant creature, I think. And so they take damage like an ogre, but they fire out a homing missile, and when it hits you, it drains your mana. It might take a little bit of health damage, I'm not too sure. But anyway, this is the third level. This is the pit. Yeah, I remember this one. So this has got the 3 doors at the front. You can see up in the mini map, and one door goes, you can follow the blue lines. One goes along this path, one that path, and one across the pit, and then they all sort of converge to the rift here, and this takes you between the door and the rift. I've only played this on War Mage, but when I did, I just barricaded this off and barricaded up there, and so they all had to funnel. That door and that door had to come through this pit and go around that way. When that door went along there, down here, and up through this way, and then I had my kill zone sort of in this area. Anyway, I don't know if that will work on Nightmare, but anyway, you have to watch the series to see how I do that one. So that was the third one, the pit, and this is level 4, triple down, and there's a truck. Okay, yeah, there's the garbage truck or recycling truck. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Anyway, triple down. Don't know if you guys can hear that. Yeah, so triple down is, this is a pretty cool map. You got the 3 doors, kind of like the pit, but rather than going into a pit, they all, this door goes down to that one, that rift. There's 2 rifts in this, as you can see on the mini map. And then the center goes down here, and you've got a ballistica down the end, which I don't really use. And then this one goes down to that rift, and the portal jumps between the top of the rift and the ballistica. I don't know, when I played it on War Mage, I didn't really use it, but the cool thing is this room has a whole bunch of barrels, and what you can do is, if you select the wind belt, you can use the wind belt's second ability, pick up the barrels and hiff them. But they do explode when you throw them. That's kind of cool. They give you a stockpile of them. Unfortunately, you can't run around and place them where you want. You just kind of have to use them when you throw them. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool. On this map, I basically, once again, use barricades on here and here, and then force them all to come down this way, where they had to meet a volley of archers and stuff. And then if I really needed to, barricade this and then make them come down this way. But anyway, that will be on the series. So I just quit out of this one. So that was the 4th level, triple down, and now onto the final level, the Great Gorge. And to me, this is a level. This is kind of what all the levels should have been like. This is pretty cool. It's got lava. It's kind of like a dungeon. It's got bridges. It's got ballisticas. It's yeah. I mean, to me, this is what would have been awesome if all the levels were like this. So it's confusing as how when you first jump in, you just got the one rift. You can look at the mini map up there, but basically it's identical. This way and this way is both identical. So just quickly, there's the rift, and they can come through the back way through here, which it's the same down that end, and across the bridge, and then through there to the door, or they can actually come down here. There's a ballistica here and one on the other side, so it's kind of made for a co-op map, really. And you can come up here, and it's the doors there. And when I played this on War Mage, once again, I don't know if this will work on Nightmare, I just barricaded that off and placed a whole bunch of traps and used spring traps and flame traps and such, and then had my volley of mini crossbows up the top and archers down here. And that worked pretty good, and I only had to deal with one side. But also from the depths of hell, flying monsters will come, and from this side will be the lava fire bats, and they'll fly up and they'll end up on that side, and then they'll come and kill you, and the ice ones will come up from this side, fly across up there, and then come and kill you, or it might be the other way around. But yeah, this is a pretty cool map. I like the detail of it. I like the fact that there's the bridges. They can come up over the bridge, or they can go around there, and you've got flying ones as well. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. So anyway, this is sort of more of a map review. I suppose I'll build a mana well just so you can kind of see. So it just sits like this, and you can see the little red box. So it's the range. And there you can see at the top how much mana that the well has. So if I started, so if it won't let me open my book. But anyway, if I was using my magic, I'll run up to that and it'll drain that mana and just give me my health back. And give me my mana back. And that's, yeah, so I think you kind of need 2 to sort of get a really good, decent amount. And if you're really after mana, you can use the vamp braces, or you can, which are free, or you can get the Weaver to upgrade. So when on the Knowledge Weaver, I think it is. So whenever you get a trap kill, it gives you 5% mana back. But anyway, and if you upgrade the mana, well, it says it gives you more mana. I don't know if it's 20% more, or no, it can hold more mana. So I don't know if it's 20% more, 50% more. I'm not really too sure. I'm not going to upgrade it in this video. And I've basically stuck to the same upgrades that I had in the Orcs Must Die Nightmare series and the original content. Except now that I've got all the new traps upgraded, because of my first DLC review, I upgraded the items for that. But anyway, that's that. So yeah, it's probably a better DLC than the first one. If you didn't get the first one, you think back in the second one, this is probably the one to get. The only sort of new traps I use is the flame on the ground, and sometimes the alchemist satchel. That's kind of fun. That's actually what I used on that triple down map as well, the one that had all those boom barrels lying around. But anyway, that's that. I'll let you guys, go and get the DLC and check out the levels actually yourself. And if not, you can hang out for my Orcs Must Die Nightmare series, which will be covering these 5 maps. So that's that. Thanks for watching, and see you guys on the next one.